Oh, hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and obviously, like you guys, I got woken up to some pretty crazy news. I had my ringer off, and I noticed that I was missing a bunch of texts. I decided to sleep in an extra half an hour today, and apparently, Jeffrey Epstein is dead. Not a lot of details. Said they found him at 7, and they brought him to the hospital, and that's it. That's a wrap, folks. He's over. I have no idea what now is going to happen. Is this wild or is this wild? Yesterday, that huge document dump of over 2,000 pages comes out. We are some of the very first that touch it at all. And I saw people going over it last night at like 10:30, midnight. Guys, we were on that in the afternoon. And some of the names that came out, including Bill Richardson, were pretty interesting. Why is Bill Richardson interesting? Bill Richardson was the governor of New Mexico where he had that ranch, okay? It's not the New York Post. It's ABC. New York Post jumped on ABC's story. I highly doubt any of this is fake. 87 watching, 7 thumbs up. Let's get the thumbs up so we can get this video out there, guys. And obviously we're going to be talking about this all day in context in the studio. Does this rob everybody at the chance of justice? Very much so, in my opinion. And one of the big things that we read about were the associates of Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Maxwell's still not in jail. All right, let's repeat that. Maxwell is still not in jail. And after you read those documents, there cannot be any doubt that she was his main procurer and should be in a prison cell. Now, I don't have any answers why she's still walking around breathing and this guy isn't. I don't have any answers as to why a man in solitary confinement that supposedly tried to take his life 2 weeks ago was not surrounded by police 24/7, 365 with a body cam on them. So I'm not going to say it was Arkansas, he was suicided, he killed himself. I have no idea. I have no idea. I do know that in this instance, it looks like the case is going to die for sure. And that's very unfortunate because there were more cases out there. And obviously he had a ton of associates. So I'm pretty much shell-shocked right now, I got to tell you. I mean, starting at like just a little bit after 9, I was hit up by at least 4 people. I just got a phone call before this. When I read the first initial tweet that somebody sent me, and it didn't have a link to it, I was like, come on, no, this can't be true. Oh no. Oh no. And this is so much bigger than Jeffrey Epstein himself. This was our opportunity to expose the deep state like never before. So now, you know, for instance, yesterday, I actually saw a sponsored ad on Facebook for people to join the suits that were going to be coming up against Jeffrey Epstein. It said 100% confidential. If you've been taking advantage of this man, please contact. When it's making its way into a Facebook ad feed for lawyers in civil suits, you know it's a wildfire. How do you stop that? How do you control that information? And the answer is you don't. You don't control that information. So now, however, with all the info that's out there, how do you control the information? Well, now that we have a dead person as the lead suspect, information controlled, man. Now everybody's just going to get a settlement. Let's see if all the other documents out there, because this was the unsealing of just one set of documents from one defamation case. A lot of people were extremely disappointed that, for instance, the Prime Minister was not named in these documents. We all thought that we were going to get the name of that famous Prime Minister she'd said that she'd been involved with. But again, if you look at the time period, there's not many people to choose from, right? If it's there's a few. I guess she didn't say UK Prime Minister, but Cameron, maybe Blair was on that list. We don't know. We know another prince was on that list. And to me, again, because of the time period, it would be doubtful that it was Prince Harry or William, okay? Or maybe it wasn't even a member of the European royal family. The names that did come out, George Mitchell, and especially the governor, okay, Bill Richardson. For those that don't know about Richardson, Richardson's as an establishment a guy as you can imagine. He, I believe he's a Bohemian Grover too. But in 2008, they had him run for president. He's actually Carlos Condit, the MMA fighter's uncle. He came to a few of those MMA events. But his significance cannot be understated. With a vast amount of these crimes in New Mexico, remember, where he didn't have to register as a sex offender because of the deal that they got. They charged him with a 16-year-old girl, and in that state, it's one of the states where 16 is the age of consent, right? So now, you know, Richardson, according to Guthrie Roberts, is an alleged pedophile who's completely compromised, who is the governor of the state where Epstein is running a ton of his operations, where people who have said that they have been to the ranch saw young girls in and out all the time. I don't know that Dershowitz is relaxing. I don't think that the heat's going to go off him over this either. So we'll see. Thanks, Fun Lovin' B. Do you think Maxwell will be next? Where is she hiding? She's not hiding anywhere. She's showing up to court in New York. All right, she's not hiding. Guys, those dockets, if you saw the day before these were released, about, not yesterday, but the day before, during one of my broadcasts, while I was doing the pre-Whitney Webb broadcasts, towards the end, one of the watchers, listeners, had gotten me access through a Pacer account to a ton of these documents. And these are the documents before they were unsealed. So basically they were in court arguing over what was going to be redacted in them if these were going to be unsealed. And if you watched my interview with Whitney Webb yesterday, just before the documents got unsealed, we were talking about that and whether or not we were going to see those documents and the light of day. And yeah, we did. We saw them. And immediately when we saw them, within hours of them being released, not even hours, we went live with them. And we named names. And we showed you some of these new associates, Tony Figueredo, Ronaldo Rizzo. We were the first to read on air about the Swedish 15-year-old girl who was trembling, crying, in fear for her life, talking to this guy who, you know, he said he was with his wife and he was in shock and that he was breaking down into tears when he was telling this story. But she said that Maxwell and Epstein had tried to have sex with her. She said no. The next thing she knows, she's not on the island anymore. She's quivering, shaking, going, I was on the island. How did I get here? I was on the island. How did I get here? And then they're asking her where her passport is. And she doesn't know. She says it was taken from her. And she mentioned Sarah Palin in that part, according to the deposition. So there was a ton of information to go through, 2,000 pages worth. Port Film Co-op, thank you so much for the super chat. Good time to ban conspiracy theories. I mean, what is a conspiracy theory? If I ask the question whether or not this high-profile person was actually suicided in his cell, is that a conspiracy theory? I mean, that's going to be making mainline headlines, guys. So I don't know what to say. I was going to break down different videos with the names of those who had just been named. Bill Richardson was getting a big video today. He's still getting a big video today. Okay, Bill Richardson, just so you know, you don't get to skate because Epstein is gone from this world. No, you don't. You absolutely 100% don't get to skate. And if you saw, again, what I posted yesterday in those documents, and you saw that picture of a prepubescent girl covered up, showing her ass to Epstein as one of the many photographs that motherfucker had, well, you know that this case means a lot to me, and it should mean a lot to you. This was the litmus test. This was the litmus test. If we could not only get this guy in jail, but get him to roll on the entire network, a network that Whitney Webb believes started even during the Prohibition era. And she gave a lot of information on that. Those articles are fantastic. They're must reads. Listen, don't breeze through those articles. All right, there's a reason I had her on. I wish I could have had her on for 2 hours. But that series shows you how important Epstein was because of the people he surrounded himself with. The fact that he was more than likely an intelligence officer. By the way, 500 plus watching, guys. We're going to be back with a lot more on the death of Epstein soon. But let's thumb this up. Come on, we only got 112 likes. As you guys know, I've been at the forefront of this. I was the first one to go through those documents yesterday on air, unsealed. We're going to go through more of them today. We're going to be doing way more on this story. I had to go live. I mean, this is the biggest story in the world right now, and rightfully so. So, guys, if anybody gets any more information, conflicting stories, if there's anybody on the inside that thinks there's something that's suspicious and they want to contact me, my DMs are open. That's how I get in touch with people. I am a bit overwhelmed right now, but I got to tell you guys, I thank you all for sticking with me on this. I know that a lot of you guys, your heart's sunken. It feels like your gut has been punched, stomped out. You don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So, they're not even saying whether or not he hung himself or how he was found. I haven't seen any of that. Just found in his cell, 7:30 this morning, unresponsive, taken to the hospital, pronounced dead, and now the case seems like it'll go into obscurity. So with that being said, guys, please get this video out to everybody you know. Share it, thumbs it up. If you're new to the Burmis Brigade, now's the time to subscribe. Again, we do a lot more than just sit and chats and walk and talks. We do document deep dives. We do big-time interviews, and we get into the nitty-gritty of the situation because it's not about right or left. It's always been about right or wrong. This isn't a conservative or a liberal issue. This is an issue that should concern all of us. And now we need to get Ghislaine Maxwell behind bars, so she's the one that rolls over on this network, and pray to God that she doesn't commit suicide. Guys, I'll see you very shortly with a lot of content today, and I'll see you on the flip. Thank you.